If I told you there was an island where all the lost sounds live, would you believe it? The peep of recess that disappeared from the cafeteria man's pocket, the whist of the kettle that suddenly stopped, even the too of the bicycle horn that one day stopped working. Nothing truly disappears. They sail on the wind, slip through the clouds, and end up in a secret place that only those with a very curious heart can find. The island of lost whistles. Close your eyes for a second and listen. With me. Peep. Foam. Peep. Did you hear it too? Then come, because today the adventure begins with 4 heroes with restless butts. The Scrooge Pirates. The captain is Mimi, a caramel-colored mutt with a red scarf and an eye that glows when she sniffs out a mystery. The helmsman is Tim, a beagle who finds clues even in a sock drawer. The deck engineer is Biscuit, a chubby bulldog who solves any problem with duct tape and a spare ration of kibble. And there's Shadow, a little black dog, quick as a thought, who hears things no one else hears, like the whisper of a timid whistle hidden behind a cloud. They sail on the 7 Sea Nose, a boat made of park-scented wood with a striped blanket sail and a mast that looks like a giant toothbrush. Don't laugh, it's great for polishing the stars when night falls. That morning, the city was strange. The PE teacher's whistle, the one that calls everyone to recess, was gone. No PP, no line, no tag, nothing. The children, with stormy eyes holding back the desire to play, sent a message in a bottle to the pirate Scrooges. Help! Recess has to come back. When Mimi opened the bottle, a small map, all chewed up at the edges, unrolled itself and glowed. But it only truly glowed when the shadow blew a soft peep. The city streets turned into waves, the sidewalks became little fishes of light, and the 7 Seas' big nose glided toward the horizon. Along the way, they passed through the whistling mist, where the wind practiced notes, peep, peep, pew, and each sound pointed in a different direction. Concentrate, crew, Mimi barked. If the recess whistle is gone, the Isle of Lost Whistles will sing for us. Have you ever imagined an island shaped like a whistle? It appeared on the shoreline like a giant secret. The trees shuffled like gossip, and the shells on the sand blinked in time to a song no one knew, but everyone knew how to dance to. Tim raised the bone compass, which only works when the tail wags, and Biscoito prepared the landing bridge with a snap of duct tape. Chick! Then the silence grew so still, that we could almost hear the island's heartbeat. And from within the jungle of bright leaves came a long, sad, and stubborn call. Pie! Captain Mimi took a deep breath. Crew, the recreation whistle is scared. But why? She took a step onto the warm sand, looked at you, and winked. Ready to search for clues with us? Mimi sank her paws into the warm sand, and the island responded with a musical whisper, as if each grain were a tiny note. Tim Tin pointed to a trail of tiny 8th note marks, footprints that shimmered and faded, and Big Nose 7 Seas anchored with a contented blup. Tracks, the beagle growled softly, his tail wagging like a drum. Shadow pricked up his ears. From the woods came a Ethan, trembling, like someone asking for help without knowing if they deserve it. Biscoito, already with the tape on his tooth, swore, "If it's broken, I'll fix it. And if you're scared, we'll hug," Mimi added, winking at you. Want to look for it together? Be quiet and listen. Hear me? The trail led to the whistling maze, a corridor of vines that only opened when Mimi whistled the right pattern. Repeat after me, peep, 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 poo. Can you do it? Blow softly. The leaves parted, revealing shells that chimed tlim-tlim when someone thought of recess. Halfway along the path, a Maestro crab appeared with a crooked conductor's hat. No. Off key, he said, tapping his baton on the sand. Tintin, nervous, let out a howl that was half song, half laugh, and the crab let it go. Raw talent, still unpolished. In the heart of the island, they found the cave of forgotten sounds. Shelves of bottles with suppressed giggles, shy whistles, lows of surprise, ahs of admiration. Sombra heard a bottle hidden behind a whistle-shaped rock. Inside, a pale glow trembled. Mimi opened it slowly. A short, tired pee came out. There, Cess. Whistle. He was there. A small child, with a small crack on his side, curled up like someone who misses me. No one wanted to hear me softly, he whispered. Always loud blows, shouts, running around. I was afraid of hurting myself or losing my voice. Mimi laid her head down, touching the red handkerchief to the little bottle. Beautiful sound is careful sound. Biscoito mixed sweet sap with duct tape and made a shiny bandage. Tim brought crumbs of chalk powder that he had smelled along the way. The scent of school, of blackboard, of a crooked line before play. Sombra sang softly a lullaby, peep. Little by little, the whistle gained courage and responded, pee, pee, firmer, happier, like someone who remembers who they are. As they prepared to return, the sky changed color. From the horizon rose the mute storm, a gray cloud that swallows sounds and leaves everything voiceless. The sea became too still, the shells closed their eyes, and even the island's heart beat slowly. If the storm arrives, first, the whistle will lose its voice again, warned the Maestro crab, pointing to a stone bridge that only appears in the right rhythm. Mimi turned to you and the crew. We cross at the pace of the heart, little hand on the chest. Feel it? Thump, thump. Now clap your hands together. Tum, yes, tum, yes. The stones began to blink, one by one, making their way over the giant silence. And then, halfway across the bridge, the cloud opened a dark eye and pulled a piece of the peep back. Mimi braced. Her paws, Shadow pricked up her ears. Tin barked in C major, Cookie held the whistle carefully. And you, will you hold the rhythm with us? Want me to keep going? The stone bridge blinked in time with our chest. Tum, yes, and every blink was an invitation to continue. Mimi raised her red scarf like a flag of courage. Shadow, ears perked, hunted for every whisper that tried to escape. Timmy sniffed the air and found a scent of rain mixed with crayons. Playtime memory, he said, his nose twitching. Biscoito tied the roll of duct tape to the bridge mast, turning it into a tail that anchored our music in the wind. Keep the rhythm with me, Mimi urged you. Clap your hands like this. Tum, yes, that's it. The stones lit up brighter. A mute. Storm wrapped itself around itself like a gray blanket, opening a mouth of wind that sucked in sounds. Did you feel it? The world became cushioned, without the sound of the sea, without the clim of a shell, without the peep of a whistle, a silence so profound it made you want to whisper so as not to frighten anyone. She's not bad, whispered Sombra. She's just afraid of loud noises. Mimi nodded. Then let's teach her careful noise. The crab maestro, back there, raised his baton. Recreation orchestra, position. We started off quietly. First, breathe through your nose, pull, let go, just like when we get ready to play. Then soft claps, tum, yeah, tum, yeah. Tim came in with a tuneful howl, just the way the crab approved. Cookie gave 2 little taps of his tail on the ground, talk, talk, which sounded like the steps of someone running to play tag. Sombra let out a pee from Ninar, so sweet that the cloud hesitated. Mimi, with the whistle in her lap, blew a little thread of sound. Pie, other pie. And when you clapped along, the sound became whole. Pee! The cloud trembled, and instead of biting, returned the piece it had stolen. It fell like a shiny drop onto the captain's shell. Biscuit bound the drop to the eye. Whistle with a bandage of sap and tape, leaving a scar that shone with rainbows. The whistle breathed for the first time without fear. Hey, hey, not loud, not aggressive, firm, gentle, like someone calling friends by name. The bridge stretched to the laughter lookout, a cliff covered in sun-dried laughter. The wind carried our song to the Queen of Peace, guardian of the island, who appeared in a skirt of leaves and eyes of calm afternoon. "Did you come to scream?" she asked, her voice like a blanket, on a flu day. Mimi lowered her head. "We came organized joy. The whistle doesn't command, invites." The Queen put her ear close to the whistle and heard the pie with the look of a hug. She smiled, a smile of understanding. "Then go ahead. But to leave the island, you need to open the gate of mixed voices. It only opens with everyone's voice." We reached the gate. It was made of dancing letters, A, E, I, O, U, and sounds hanging like bells. "This is it, crew," Mimi said, looking at you. "The city needs recess. Shall we sing together? Clap, breathe, tum, yes, and a pie, I really cute. Ready?" Because when the gate started to creak, a long shadow slipped from the top of the door, and someone whispered, "Who said recess deserves to come back? Want me to continue?" From the top of the gate, the shadow unfurled like smoke and gained eyes like puddles of water. It was the Zunzum, the mess hoarder. He lived by swallowing screams, shoving, whining, and awkward noises that hurt his ears. "Recess turns into chaos. Better without any sound at all," he growled, spreading a shiver that made the vowels at the gate tremble. Mimi didn't back down. "Recess isn't screaming. It's organized joy. Would you like to try it with us?" Sombra pressed his snout to the ground and pulled, from deep within the earth, the scent of jump, rope, and hopscotch. East Timor Fairjubut, rubber mixed with grape popsicle. Biscoito prepared an improvised poster with ribbon and palm leaves. The 3 R's of recreation: breathe, respect, take turns. "Test it," challenged Zunzum, swelling with bad wind. "First, breathe. Everyone takes a deep breath through their nose. Take a deep breath, hold it, release it slowly, like when we count to 3 before running. Did you feel your heart slowing down? The gate loosened a hinge. Then, respect. Mimi whistled softly, pee, and gave way. Sombra went first, Tim next, Cookie last. Your turn now, say please and thanks, very pretty. The letters A-E-I-O-U smiled and lined up. Finally, take. Turns, we did call and response. Mimi, peep. You, peep. Tim, woof. Shadow, woof. Cookie, talk. You, talk. The gate vibrated like a samba school drum and began to open, spilling recreational light onto the beach. Zunzum, however, spread umbrellas of doubt. Memories of pushing in line, of shouts in your ear, of being left out of the fun. It hurt a little, didn't it? Mimi pressed her red handkerchief against the gate and shared a secret. Real joy includes. Shadow wagged his tail and went to find forgotten sounds in bottles. Shy giggles from those who almost never speak. Tiny jump rope songs, the Can I Play, said with fear. We mixed them all together and blew together, a choir of kindness. The shadow trembled. A few black drops fell, becoming seeds of good silence, that silence that listens. The gate creaked open and revealed the bay of stubborn echoes, where each word comes back bigger. Last race, hissed Zunzum, smaller. If they can get the echo to return a sound sweeter than what you received, I release all the whistles on the island. Tim barked, friends, and the echo returned, friends, too loud. Biscoito whispered, sorry, and the echo returned, sorry, softly, almost a hug. You try. Say, come play with me, very soft. The sand lit up in trails of light all the way to the sand clock of fright, counting 9 sighs before the tide swallows the path. The recess whistle, already bearing the rainbow scar, slipped into Mimi's mouth. This is it, the captain said, and looked at you. breathe. Palm. Tum, yes. Beautiful word in the heart. When Mimi put the whistle to her mouth, Zunzum did his last trick. He turned a soundless wave, ready to erase everything. Shall we blow together? Do you want me to continue? Mimi raised the whistle with the rainbow scar and breathed along with everyone else. Pull, hold, release. Tum, yes, tum, yes. The soundless wave grew to swallow everything, but Biscuit, faster than lunchbox hunger, stuck a tail of duct, tape in the wind that made the wave stumble and turn into cotton foam. Sombra threw a pee from Ninar. Tim came in with a tuneful howl, and you whispered along, "Come play with me." Soft, warm, just the way the echo likes it. The echo came back different. "Come, play with me?" Smelling like a hug. The wave melted into millions of bubbles that burst, making Pinof's star. Zunzum shrank and shrank until he became a buzz, the size of a bottle cap. "I was just afraid of the mess that hurts," he confessed, his voice like book dust. Mimi scratched his ear with the corner of her red handkerchief. "Then it'll be ours, guardian of the good silence." He smiled and blew a little breeze that aligned the vowels of the gate. The Queen of Peace nodded. "Take the whistle and take two the new way of playing." The gate of mixed voice opened wide and the island lit up like a birthday cake. All the lost whistles floated for a second. They said goodbye with a pie, grateful, and chose new places in the high world. Our whistle jumped to Mimi's neck, shining rainbows. "Crew, home!" The seven seas big nose cut through the sea smiling, and the shells ranked Tlim off victory parade. When we arrived at school, the courtyard seemed to hold its breath. Mimi blew, not loudly, not commanding, inviting. "Pee! Pee!" The children looked at each other and smiled, seemingly from their feet. Tim showed the biscuit sign. Breathe, respect, take turns. We formed a circle. First, everyone took a breath. Then the whistle. Blue invited the rouse, one by one, neatly. Sombra ran to the one who always sat in the corner and asked, "Do you want to come with me?" Biscoito set up the toy patching workshop. Duct tape for jump ropes, bandages for knees, and bandages for bruised feelings. Recess became music. Hopscotch had a chorus, tag had a pause, slides had, "My turn, your turn." And every thank you earned a sweet echo in the courtyard. The bell rang to end recess, and for the first time, no one went, "Ah," in sadness. They went, "See you soon," promising to play again in the same beautiful way. The principal wiped away a tear with a smile. The teachers clapped intum. Yes, and the rainbow whistle rested warmly on Mimi's chest. At night, on deck, the crew shared biscuits, the edible ones and the bulldog, laughed at their mishaps, and little Buzz yawned a cute silence to the stars. That's when a bottle glinted in the water, touching the hull with a curious. Inside, a note written in dripping rainbow ink. "Help. The park's colors are gone. It's just gray, ass, Donna Primavera." Mimi looked at you and winked. "We'll sail again tomorrow?" Tim waved. Sombra, Mada Piof adventure. Biscoito already caught the tape. The big nose seven seas turned towards the horizon, and the wind blew a message in our ear. Whoever takes care of joy always finds the next treasure.